first knowledge of hospice came through my sister-in-law, Willa Barnes. She was diagnosed with breast cancer when she was 36, and she fought it until she was 41. And the first time we talked about hospice with Willa was the day the afternoon before she passed away. That was all of our first experience with hospice, was this idea that it was incredibly scary and it was final, and you waited until the last possible minute to contact hospice because it meant you were giving up all hope and it was over. Then late in 2005, when my mother, Phyllis, was diagnosed with lung cancer, again, it was a situation where with less than a week to go, we contacted hospice. We didn't know it was that quick at the time, and the good news was that she was able to go into the hospice facility in her city and pass away there, so my father and brother were not having to care for her at her home. Then a year and a half later, my father had a stroke. He went into a nursing home and was miserable, depressed, and sad. He had lost much of his language with the stroke, and he had lost much of his ability to do anything for himself. We wanted to bring him home, but we didn't think there was any way we could do that. And we were able to come up with a plan under the umbrella of hospice. And we were thrilled because we knew that this was the best possible outcome for my father. It was not going to be a long life. It wasn't going to be lots of years, but we didn't know exactly how long. We just didn't think that Dad was terminal enough to qualify for hospice. So it was a real surprise to us to find out that with the diagnosis of congestive heart failure, he would actually qualify for hospice services, and that this would be the umbrella. These would be the folks that would enable him to be able to live out the rest of his days in his home, looking at his mountains with his kitty at his side. So we were able to move forward with that. And my father had almost a year with hospice care in his home. We were able to come and stay with him for weeks at a time. And it was one of the best years of his life and our life too. Even though he didn't have a lot of his language left, he still was happy. He was just all love at that point. He was hugs and love and smiles, and his face would light up when we came into the room, and he had a wonderful year. And we had a wonderful year with him, and an extra year that we would not have had otherwise.
Facing a terminal diagnosis of any kind is frightening, yet so many families go it alone, thinking that hospice care is an 11th hour intervention. Don't wait until those desperate, confusing moments. Hope Hospice is your partner, offering in-home nursing visits, medical equipment, patient and family counseling and support, and tools to walk a difficult journey.